Hi everyone and welcome to French Watch Collector. Today on the bench we see we have a very special watch. Actually it's a watch, a family watch from a client, and this is a very important Rolex from him, and you see there is definitely something wrong with this Rolex, and we're gonna see. First we're gonna open the watch, and what we're gonna fully restore this beautiful Rolex and make it be beautiful again, because you can see right now at the beginning it was not looking like a Rolex. So I just use my Orotech tool there just to open the watch. And we can see what we have inside. Yeah, that's a good news already. We have a Rolex Calibre inside. And you can see the number there, the reference, the 6000 there. 67, sorry. And we're going to check what's wrong with this watch. We can see the dial. There is something protecting the dial in the front. And first I will look at the caliber, and you can see like there is too much play there on the oscillating weight of the automatic system. But it's turning. The watch is not working actually, so you can see like obviously there is something in front of the dial. But look how dirty it is inside. Yeah, you see dust, you see hairs, you see rust. Yeah, that's not good at all. Yeah, on this watch. And we see if we can restore it and make it run again. I don't know, because you can see when you look first like that, it doesn't look well, very at all. I just use a bit of Rodico, you see, to grab some hairs or dust that's inside. You can see it's very, very dirty. I don't know, or everything got inside the watch. Yeah, that's very strange. Yeah, because it looks like it was some O-rings on the watch. So we're gonna do first. We're gonna disassemble and remove the automatic system. You can see already there is some rust inside each screw there. Tiny bit of rust. And we see what we can have underneath, and how it looks like under the automatic system. Wow, look at the state of this Calibre. Yeah, a lot of rust everywhere. I don't know, if some of the parts will get damaged or already damaged. Oh yeah, that's not good at all. And you will see at the end the result that you get on this watch is quite interesting, let's say. So let's remove first the automatic. We just remove the automatic system, and now we're gonna remove the entire caliber from this watch. And basically, what we're gonna do on this service, we're gonna fully disassemble the watch and clean. And obviously, in this case, there is a lot of cleaning that need to be done. Yeah, but clean the watch. Put it to the best state as we can on each part, and after we will reassemble the watch, re-oil and re-grease everything, and hopefully we will have a new running Rolex. But you can see, from starting from this point there, it looks like it's far away to have a very nice running Rolex again. I struggle to remove, you see, the crown and the winding stem there, and I just actually managed to unscrew, you see, the crown here. I was not very tight at all, yeah, on the crown. So I can remove now the caliber, and look at the state of the dial. Wow, this is amazing. So obviously this dial is, I cannot keep this dial. We'll see what we can do with the owner, but yeah, that's not good at all, yeah, on this watch. So probably a lot of water went inside the watch. I don't know why. Maybe O-ring was too old, or maybe O-ring missing from the previous watchmaker. But yeah, it's not in good shape at all. Okay, and the owner of the watch actually had me. Yeah, he want to have this watch running again. But for him, actually, and that's a problem on Rolex. Rolex, the parts are more expensive than the average, let's say. So when you want to restore a watch which is like in this state, it will cost quite a lot of money, just at least on parts, at least. And so the owner asked me, yeah, if you can try to reduce the cost to a minimum. So what we're gonna try to do on this watch, I will try to keep as many parts as I can, but for sure, I think some of the parts I will not be able to keep them or restore them, or maybe some parts will be broken. So what's what we're gonna do on this service on this watch? Yeah. Okay, so I just remove. You see the dial, and look underneath. Wow, look at the rust on the cannon pinion there. There is a crest on top of it. Yeah. So I'm just going to remove it with the Presso tool here. And you see, for example, this cannon pinion. I don't think I can keep it as it is. It's gone too far. I cannot restore this one. So I probably will have to get a brand new cannon pinion on this watch. And look at the first screw I removed. The first screw I removed on the watch is broken. Yeah. And actually on this one, with the rust, the screws are very, very thin, and the rust like basically destroys the steel, and there will be a few broken screws in this watch. And just on Rolex, like the screws, each screw will be more than 10, 20 euro or dollars, whatever you use as a rate. They are expensive screws, yeah, and just on this watch it will be like at least 3 or 4 screws to change because they are broken, yeah. Okay, so I just remove the balance. Now I carry on. You see on the rest of the watch, and you can see on this part, and it looks like the water came from. You see the crown. You can see more rust on the crown side. Rather than on the balance, for example. So I guess the water came out from the crown. There was something wrong with the seals, or maybe somebody just leave it open. You know, it's a screw down crown, and maybe the crown was fully open and some water went inside. And look at the parts here. A lot of rust on this part. Look at what we call a windwag pinion, which is broken. And you see now I need to use a screwdriver just to remove the wheels there, which are jammed to the parts here. Okay, so gonna try to remove, and hopefully will be not too much like broken parts on this watch. You can see, wow, that was very tight there. Okay, you can see that now we start building some parts on a bench that we disassemble. And as I do as always, I try to keep as well the parts by families. Like for example, now I do like all the barrel assembly. I try to keep it as a family. We'll have the train of wheel. I look at the rest underneath there. Look at the click as well, with the rest on it. Wow, and look at the third wheel there. It's totally jammed on the parts here. Okay, managed to remove the parts one by one. So far it's okay. We saw a couple of broken parts. You can see the spring there from the click. I will just check the handshake there, and everything is jammed in the barrel, like nothing is moving. And yeah, no, look, nothing is turning. Everything is seized fully, like with the rust. Okay, I just remove now, like the screws from the barrel arbor plate that's on top. And you can see here, I just managed with my tool very slowly to release, if you want, like the bridge here. And so slightly up, here we go. Now it came. But you can see like the barrel is attached to the bridge. It doesn't wanna move. it's like it's fully glued to it. And actually I cannot remove, you see the bridge with the barrel at one. Yeah, so I need to probably remove the rest of the parts first. So I will keep it like, well, yeah, it doesn't turn. So I'm gonna focus on the train of wheel. And first I will remove, you see this jewel on top there of the escape wheel. Oh, it just jumped there. Didn't go very far. And you see on the side of the watch, it's like less rust than it was on a crown side. You see here there is a big screw like with a big head there. And basically, yeah, you see underneath is like less dirty, like, but this wheel, look, is glued, like, even on the jewel, it doesn't want to move, yeah? Just moving ever so slightly just to release it. Okay, I will just remove the other wheel first. One by one. Oh, here we go. I think it just went there. Perfect. Okay, we just use a bit of Rodico to remove like any rust debris that there is on the watch. And actually on this one, on top of the second pinion there, you have a magnet. And this grabbed a lot of rust on his magnet there. And I will just remove now, you see, the second pinion, which is inside the wheel there. Yeah, that's it, just came now. And now I can grab, you know, this bridge with the barrel arbor, with the barrel bridge and the barrel assembly. And you can see underneath the rust. Okay, we just remove with a bit of Rodico there just to grab as much rust as I can first. Wow, that's crazy, eh? Okay, and I will remove this small bridge here where you have the minute wheel underneath. And let's see what we can find under this one. Oh yes, there is some rust as well. There is rust everywhere. And you can see this one is fully jammed as well. I need to use a screw just to lift up the wheel there. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's very, very tight. I think it's coming very slightly. Yeah, that's it. Now it's start to move a bit. I will see if I can grab it with a tweezer there. Oh, there we go. That's it. Wow, that's full of rust as well. Okay, I will just use here. That's what's the hack, which is stopping the balance wheel. So which is stopping the second when you set the time. So you just remove this part, which is not too bad actually, this one. And now we moved on the keyless work. And wow, there is a broken screw as well. You see, screw is broken in half. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I just tried to remove it very, very slightly. You know, very slowly. One turn by one turn by turn there. Okay, and that's the good news. I managed to get the screw because you see it was a couple of broken screws on his watch. So this one is not broken inside the main plate. Wow, look at the wheels. Look at the intermediate wheel there. How rusty they are. Okay, I just remove the yoke spring here. And we have this spring on top here holding the setting lever in position. Oh, and that's, again, that's jammed. Like, okay. Yeah, see, nothing is moving in a keyless work. That's why I did not manage to remove the winding stem at the beginning. When I pull out the crown, it's fully jammed inside. So just reused, again, a screwdriver just to lift it. And actually what I will do is I will go on the underside, on the other side, and just press. And yeah, you see now, it just moved. I just press, you know, on the button, on the setting lever, just normally to lose and to release the winding stem. Yeah, here we go. Now, and this wheel are like glue. Like, look at the crust that there is on top of them, like the layer of rust. Okay, I just removed everything I can with the Rodico first there. I will remove like the jewels, that's a balance wheel jewels there. Just grab, just to clean it like separately as well in a cleaning machine. Just right one by one. Actually, it's easier to grab it with Rodico. I try to grab it with the tweezer there, very thin tweezer. And we have the spring. Well, this one just broke. Okay, as I have spare spring for these jewels there, but this one was, again, like some of the screws, you see, like the rust attacked everything, and it makes the parts very weak. You see, like some of the, for example, like the wigwag pinion that was broken. And now we just focus on a barrel, and look, it's stuck to the bridge. I just have to remove it with my hand. It just jumped, but it didn't go very far. And look at the rust underneath. It was fully glued, yeah? Okay, so a piece of pegwood there. I will just try to remove the rust as much as I can, and obviously everything will be clean inside the... I will do actually, for this cleaning, I will do a first cleaning, actually 2 cleaning in a rust remover, and after I will clean all the parts in my normal cleaning machine. But obviously, like with the amount of rust that there is, I will just clean them first in a rust remover product. I will just soak them for like 24 hours, and then I will use a special product as well in my ultrasonic machine to clean it with the rust, to remove the rust as much as I can, and we will finish to clean the parts in a traditional way in my cleaning machine. But you can see there, I just try to reopen now the barrel, and it's jammed as well on the barrel arbor. Try to remove the lid on top there. Try to press on it. Just, you see, and that's it. Wow, look at the state inside. The barrel arbor as well is in very bad shape there. So I don't think I will be able. It's a very important part as well. You don't want to have a part that gives some friction if the part is damaged. It's very bad inside there. So obviously I even don't think about the mainspring, but you can see the state of the mainspring inside. Probably obviously some water, and quite a lot of water to get this amount of rust went inside the watch. I will remove the mainspring there, and obviously we put a brand new one. Okay, I will just do a first clean. You see, like on a barrel inside with a pegwood. Just remove like everything I can, like all the big piece of dirt and rust. And like I said, everything will go inside. Some rust remover and some cleaning later on, and I will try to remove as much as I can manually first. You see, I peg the jewel there. Just remove as well any dried up grease or oil on the jewels. And we have as well the balance assembly. The automatic assembly there that need to be removed. Just remove the 2 screws here, and we saw as well on automatic system, it was a lot of play on the rotor there, so we'll have to replace the pivot point of the rotor there. So we'll do that at the end, and you can see there is a spring here. So we remove the rotor like I was talking about on this that go in this jewel there, and now I should be able to release. You see here this Oh, this is very jam as well. Look at the reversing wheel here, full of rust. Inside as well, look at the amount of rust that there is. Just try to open it. Very, very tight inside there. Perfect. And you saw that there is a couple of parts that I did not, you see, for example, I did not finish to disassemble some of the parts because they are jam. So we just put them in this basket. Like I said, I will put them in a rust remover and in an ultrasonic machine just to remove as much rust. And after put them in a rust remover, I will try to finish a disassembly of these parts that I could not disassemble. And after, obviously, we will finish with a full cleaning on this watch. Okay, so we're gonna put that in a rust remover, and after 24 hours, you can see like at least that there is a lot less rust on the parts. And these wheels, I could not remove these wheels; they were like jam with the rust. And you see now, after 24 hours, some of the rust started to go away, and now I can start to remove these parts. So there is a wheel there is still very, very tight. So I managed, you remember, like this part of the keyless work was fully jammed. I could not remove the winding stem. Okay, one of the wheel already done. You see if we can get to the second one here. And yeah, actually this one, I see it turning. So yeah, it's not fully jammed like it was. And now I try to remove the clutch here and the winding pinion there. And yes, you see I just managed to make it free. So I should be able to remove, there we go, the winding stem there. Okay, perfect. We have the last parts here from and we still have one part that I couldn't remove. You see this pinion here on automatic winding system, which was very, very, very tight, sorry. And that's it, now it's removed. So I will do another cleaning. Now I finished to disassemble all the parts in a rust remover. We'll do that as well in the ultrasonic machine just to remove all the big parts of dirt. And what I do now, I just do a quick polish on a pivot point of each wheel with a bit which is called some Eve Flex to remove like the dirt and make it as shiny as possible on the pivot point of these wheels. Yeah, we do each wheel one by one, both sides. And before I do a cleaning, I will remove as well all the broken screws and the piece which are inside the part. And you can see like there is a piece of screw, like you remember from the balance assembly inside the main plate there. And I use this tool just to grab the small piece of screw inside and just unscrew it around this teeth there. And you can see now we have the small broken piece of screws which is inside there. There we go, now it's removed. We'll do that on a couple of screws which are broken. And we move to the cleaning of these parts now on a traditional method, let's say. And we'll clean, we will rinse 2 times the parts, and we'll finish by driving them. And just to tell you that I have a Patreon page as well. If you want to subscribe to my Patreon, it will help a lot my channel because it costs a lot of money to do this video and share them to you. And I would like to thank my existing patrons, so Olaf, Marcus, Philip, Roger, Matt, David, Shelby, Jan, Courtney, Alan, David, Tony, Tim, and Gregory. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting me. And again, if you want to go and support the channel like they did in my Patreon, you can find the link down below in the description, and you can subscribe to one of the plan. And as well, you can see all the video without any adverts on my Patreon. And if you did not subscribe to the channel, go ahead and as well subscribe to the channel. It will help to promote and help my channel, I would be very, very happy if you subscribe and click on the thumbs up on this video. And now that the parts are fully clean, look at the state of the main plate. Is beautiful. And what I will do first, I will oil the jewel from the balance wheel. So you see, I just put a drop of oil inside this jewel, and you can see there, just putting a drop of oil on a second jewel there, putting the chaton back on top. You see, just to capture the drop of oil inside the two piece of the jewel there. And now I can put it, you see there, inside. Can put it like inside, like on top of the pivot point of the balance wheel there. I would just close, you see now the spring. And you can see there, ever so slightly, just go very gently just to remove and like put in position the spring on top of this jewel there. Just putting as well, you see the jewel that was with, and this one actually has a broken, you remember, a broken spring, which is this type of spring which are quite difficult to remove and put in place. So just use a piece of peg wood there just to keep it in position. And I will use my tweezer there just to put the spring in position. Very, very, very slowly. And now I will use my automatic oiler just to put a drop of oil inside the jewel there. Just do the same thing on the other side, that there is a same jewel on the other side of the escape wheel there. So I've just used my piece of peg wood there just to, you see, put the spring, to put it in position very, very slowly. It's a very tricky spring to put in position. There we go, that's it, perfect. Just use my automatic oiler again, just to put a drop of 9010 inside. And I'm gonna focus on the barrel, so the barrel assembly. Being an automatic watch, again, we put some grease on the wall there because we'll have the spring that will slide around the wall of this barrel when the watch is winding, when you move the watch on your wrist. So we'll have this spring that will slide, and obviously put a brand new mainspring in position. You can see you remember the old one, it was a lot of rust even inside. You see the state of the barrel is much, much cleaner, obviously. Perfect. I just put a brand new barrel arbor as well because you see the old one, and this is a very important part because you don't want to have friction between the pivot point there of the barrel arbor. So I just put a brand new one. The other one was far, let's say, it was gone too far. So yeah, I'll just put a new one. Just closing, you see there the barrel arbor on my Orotech tool. I will just use some oil there, just to oil, you see with my automatic oiler, just to oil some pivot point there. And again, on this part, unfortunately, on this watch, we're gonna change some parts because they were like I said, they were gone. Yeah. So this is a minute pinion there with the Canon pinion. So we just put you remember this part with a lot of rust. So we put a brand new one. And again, like I said at the beginning, I tried to keep it as many parts as I could, like on his watch, but there was some which were far, like they were gone too far. So yeah, it's a shame always to have a parts to have a watch that went too far, let's say, for a normal service, and when you need to change a lot of parts. And this watch, just to tell you, it was probably around close to €1,000, or just under €1,000, or even $1,000, let's say, so more or less the same value, just on parts for this watch. We changed a lot of parts on the watch, and it's even not like it's less than probably I did not change 25% of the parts. It's just to say the cost of the parts on this Rolex. So yeah, that's why you need to be very careful with your watches. Even if you pay a few hundred euro or dollars to do a service on your watch every let's say 8 years, for example, it will save you a lot of money, because, like, for example, if your gaskets are gone and water go inside your watch and you don't treat the problem straight away, you will have a lot of parts that need to be changed, like for example on this watch, and it will cost a lot more. Yeah. Okay, so now we start to reassemble. You see the train of wheel with the escape wheel here. Just put the rest of the wheel here. And we have, you see this second pinion here. I need to be oiled and put inside the minute wheel. We just put the minute pinion there. There we go. And now we have the second wheel there. And actually I changed this one. You remember the second wheel, it was a lot of rust on this wheel and a lot of damage on the teeth. So I just removed this wheel from the train of wheel. And what we're going to do now, just putting, you see, aligning the bridge on the jewels on top. And hopefully, if everything goes well, you remember the train of wheel was fully jammed with the rust. And if everything goes well, the train of wheel should move now. Every so slightly, you see I go down, go in position. We still have a couple of wheels that need to be aligned. You need to go very, very, and you see now, everything is turning. Yes, perfect. Can press it in position. You want to go very slowly because you don't want to damage the pivot point on this wheel there. And when it's done, just gonna secure it with the screws. And just about the screws, you remember it was a few broken screws on the watch, and actually just for the screws, it was over $100 of screws on this watch. So yeah, that's just to say the cost of this vintage Rolex, the cost of this part, yeah. And this part as well, I was broken, so obviously the wigwag pinion there, just put a brand new one. And I would just realign now the bridge, the barrel bridge here. And you see, for example, obviously I did not change the main plate or the bridge on this watch, but look how much cleaner they get. And with this cleaning method, is quite amazing when you see the difference between now and at the beginning on this part. And obviously what needs to be done, we need to oil and grease every point which is like metal against metal, or on the rubies, which is like these stones which are like kind of pink color, because we want to reduce the friction to a minimum on a watch, because the friction will kill the watch. And actually, when you have rust, you will have a lot of friction everywhere with the rust and debris on the parts. And that's why like your watch will not run very nicely. And as well, at one point, you see, like, for example, on this watch, you will have some parts will get broken. So it's very important to reduce the friction to a minimum. And that's why you want to use and re-oil with the correct oil, because there is different type of oil on a watch. You will have different viscosity on the oil, like some low viscosity, medium, and let's say heavier viscosity, even some grease. We see on some of the part, we're going to put some grease instead of oil. And that's what you want on this watch. Try to service them the proper way. And obviously, that's what you need to do, like you do on a car, for example. You will service your car every year, every 2 years, depending on your mileage, and depend on your type of engine. But yeah, you need to change your oils once in a while, because the oil as well will become dirty, and it will damage at one point, or can damage at one point your engine. It's the same on a watch. The oil at one point will disappear or become thicker, or will have dirt in it, and it will damage the component of your watch. And that's when you want to do a service, like say every 8 years, for example, on your watch. Okay, so now I put you see the rest of the wheel there with the crown wheel, putting this bridge back on top with the, you remember, underneath the wigwag as well, that was broken and we just changed. And you can see here as well, putting the screws in position. Okay, and so now we move to the dial side, and we're gonna reassemble the keyless work. And you can, I was talking about the grease, and you can see me using some grease there, some blue grease. Yeah, this part of the watch will see a lot of friction and a lot of use. So that's why we put a thicker grease and not like a thinner oil on these parts. You can see that we're putting on a winding stem there. And you can see when I put a winding stem, I struggle to realign it. It looks like it was, and I just check, it was a bit bent. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna change the winding stem on this watch and put a brand new one. And we see we're gonna keep the crown, the original crown on this watch. So you see, I could not realign it. So just going to use my vise there just to unscrew the crown here. Perfect. So this is a broken stem, and we're going to put a brand new one, and you see it's much longer. We see at the end, we'll have to adjust, obviously, like on every new winding stem, we'll have to adjust it. So we just put it for now on the crown. We'll carry on the assembly, and obviously we'll adjust it at the end when it's almost done on the watch, almost finished on the watch. And now you see it's working straight away, it's aligning, and there is no friction anymore. Gonna put setting lever there with, you see, a drop of oil just to make sure it's move smoothly inside. And you can see as well on the side of the watch how much cleaner it is. And you see, for example, from the keyless work, I did not change any parts. Like I just keep like all the wheels. It's less important. The only one I change actually is the cannon pinion. But you see the intermediate wheel, the middle wheel, the yoke, and everything. Everything is I keep it original there. Again, just to make sure the parts are still do their job nicely, and just to reduce the cost as much as I can compared to what the owner told me. So Just putting, you see some grease as well there between the setting lever and the yoke, because we're going to put this big spring there and we put some tension on these parts, and that's why we use this grease. Put a drop of oil there just on the contact point there with the spring. And you see I put a brand new cannon pinion here and a minute wheel, and underneath, on top of it, we're gonna put the setting lever spring here. Just keep it in position with the 2 screws here. And I will just arm, you see this spring here on a setting lever, perfect. I'm gonna put a bit of grease there. You see my oiler. Again, just to have a smooth operation there when you pull the crown on this, and you will see the system here. When you pull, you will have one position, and there we go. Now it's working very nicely, turning in both directions. And I just saw as well that the barrel assembly was too much play. Actually, you remember, it was fully jammed when we disassembled the watch. It was too much play going up and down. So I will just adjust. You see there is a bush on this bridge here. You see this is the rings that is around the barrel arbor there. And I will just adjust it to have a tiny bit of play, but not too much. Because if you have too much play, the parts can touch between each other, and obviously they will create some friction, and they will damage the accuracy of the watch. Okay, so now I'm putting the pallet fork here. I align it, you see, very easily on this one. And I will just put now the screw. I will just wind the watch tiny bit just to check if everything is moving. If the spring inside is winding nicely. If you have some power coming to the pallet fork, if the pallet fork is clicking, you check there. Yeah, the pallet fork is clicking, so the power is coming to the pallet fork. We're going to oil the pallet fork, and as well we're going to oil, you see on the microscope, the jewels there from the train of wheel. Each jewel of this watch, going to fully oil it. And you see I just show you some example there on the microscope there. And now it's a moment of truth. You remember this watch was not working, and you're going to see now if you can put balance in position and see if the watch want to start or not. So we need to go very, very slowly. Oh, it looks like he wanted to start there. No, it doesn't want to go there. It's not fully aligned. Something which is not fully aligned, and just gonna try to move it a tiny bit. Just gonna realign it there. You need to be patient and you need to be very careful with the balance, because there is the hairspring which is very thin. You don't want to damage this hairspring there, and you need to go very, very slowly. Oh. No, not yet. It's not aligned. Oh, it went just down here. That's it. Perfect. Now, yeah, we have a running Calibre. That's great news, and especially when you see at the beginning the state of this Calibre. So on the dial sign now, we're gonna put the hour wheel here. Put spring on top there, the dial spring. And you see, obviously, I cannot do anything with this dial. So I just bought. We had a few options with the owner, and he picked. He prefers this dial, this original Rolex dial that I'm gonna put on the watch. Obviously, it's not the exact the same dial from the watch, but yeah, some of these watches were like rarer, a lot more expensive. So I decided to go with this dial, and a beautiful dial as well. Beautiful Rolex dial. Okay, so I just put the dial feed screw in position. And what we're gonna do as well on this end, we're not gonna redo and repolish a hand because obviously it would be more expensive. We're just gonna do a quick hand polish on his hand there. You see on the hour wheel there, on our hands more. I just do with my pen there, with my polishing pen for the hand. Just do it there on the second hand. And when it's done, we're gonna reassemble, you see, each hand back on the dial. So I'm gonna put the hour hand first, and I use my Rolex tool there just to press the hand in position. Just gonna realign it to midnight. Just gonna align now the minute hand. Okay, just pressing the minute hand. Perfect. And now we're gonna put the second hand on top of it. Just realign it, you see. Back on top here. Perfect. And just gonna press it in position very slightly there. Okay, so we're gonna check now if the hands are not touching to each other, if everything is aligned as well. And you see the second is stopping there when I pull the crown, which is the hack that we just put in a watch. And yeah, everything is turning nicely. Nothing is touching. And as soon as you see, just pull back the crown, the watch is starting again. Perfect. And like I said, we have this pivot point there on the oscillating weight from the automatic system. Just gonna remove the original one, you see, which was too much play. So I use my stacking set just to remove it, and I just put a brand new one. And basically what we need to do, you need to use a special tool there for Rolex, just to rivet this part in position inside the oscillating weight. So we put it in position first, realign it, you see there on the weight. And after that, I will use this special tool there just to crimp it in position, just to make sure it stays, it doesn't move. There we go now. And now I'm just going to use my hammer just to maintain it in position. And actually this one you need to use some quite big, and you see everything is moving on the table there. You need to use because you just want to make sure like this part is riveted to the other one. That's perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna reassemble the automatic winding. And actually I changed as well on this assembly, I changed the reversing wheel because they were gone too far. I could not restore this wheel. It was too much rust. The wheels, the teeth was damaged, the spring inside as well. So I just put some brand new reversing wheel. We have this pinion there. You remember that was fully jammed with the rust. And now it's in position as well. It's going to be in position. You need to be aligned. There is a part as well on the post there which is not, which has a square shape, just to make sure it engage this wheel. We put a brand new reversing wheel there. And we're going to put this bridge on top. Need to align everything with the jewel. And again, I'm going to secure it, you see here, with the 2 screws. And you see again from this side the much cleaner than it was at the beginning. Okay, I'm just gonna oil like we did on the other. We're gonna oil every jewel here there, just to make sure there is no friction on these parts and no wear. And we have this spring, you see, like this kind of clip that need to come like on a pivot point here. And that's it. Now it's in position. Oil from this side as well. And last, we have the last wheel from the automatic winding system. So I need to go in between here. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do now as well. We're gonna focus on the case. Wow, look at the gasket there. It's very old. You see, like it's like plastic. It's not like rubber anymore. It's like plastic. Yeah. So that's why probably some water went inside the watch. You can see we remove the one inside the tube there. We're gonna remove as well using this tool. I'm just gonna remove the bezel because we saw that the crystal as well was broken on this watch. We need to change the crystal, but first we're gonna do a full clean with my ultrasonic machine on this part there. So ever so slightly, you see, I'll go on this tool here. I will just come and clamp underneath the bezel. Perfect. Okay, so now just removed and disassemble like the parts from the case. You see, like now just remove the crystal here. Perfect. I will try to remove as much rust as I can before I put it in the ultrasonic machine, just to remove like the biggest part, let's say, of the case. And obviously we're gonna put that in the ultrasonic machine. You see, just gonna leave it like for like maybe 15 minutes in the ultrasonic machine just to make sure all the parts fully clean. And you can see like the like kind of dust and rust that come like inside the cleaning machine, ultrasonic. And when it's clean, we're gonna do first, we're gonna put some obviously brand new gaskets on this watch. On this one, there is 3 gaskets. One I go on a case back here, and you see I greased them before. And obviously there will be one that will go inside the tube. And you can see as well, the case is much cleaner as well after the ultrasonic machine. No polishing on this watch. The owner wanted to keep it this way. Again, like obviously to reduce cost, but as well to keep the memory of the person from his family. And now we have the last gasket that go inside the crown. And what we're going to do now, we're going to put a brand new crystal. We need to put the bezel back around, you see the crystal here. And I'm going to use my custom tool, you see my carbon tool from Orotech, just to press the bezel in position. Okay. Perfect. Now it's in position. Okay. And what we're going to do next, we're going to put the crown, you see, and now basically we have a fully seal the watch, and we're gonna do a test just to test the watertight of this watch. And you will see actually on this one now I'm releasing the pressure, and you start to see some bubble coming in. That's not a good news when you see a lot of bubble and boom, the crystal like explode from the front with the pressure. And you see actually the crystal was a wrong crystal. I just put a brand new one. And when I release the pressure in the watch, you will see now, you don't see any bubble, some tiny bubbles, but it's normal because there is always some air which is trapped in a bezel, for example, or in the crown. But yeah, now perfect. This watch is watertight again. And that's you see like that's like the watch need to have a test with for to be watertight, because you see if I would have sent the watch to the owner, maybe would have went in a shower or something, or in a swimming pool, it will have water again because of a defect in the crystal. So that's very important to do your testing for to be watertight, especially on these watertight watches, and these Rolex are watertight. So yeah, just remove the dust on the parts, and you can see beautiful Rolex now. Look at this beautiful caliber inside compared to the beginning. That's a huge difference. Gonna put back the winding stem there, and you can see the winding stem is way too long, obviously because we put a brand new one and need to be adjusted. So first we're gonna secure the caliber inside the case. Just put this screw there, you see, just to keep the caliber nice and center. And what we're going to do now, we're going to adjust the length of this winding stem. I'm just going to use this caliper just to measure, you see, the length that need to be cut. Just again, grip it in my vise, just remove the crown. And then we just mark, you know, the length we just measure that need to be cut. We use some pliers there just to cut the winding stem. And now what I will do, I will just sound down, you know, the tip of the winding stem, just to make sure the thread is perfectly finished, and the crown would screw again inside in the winding stem. And now basically we're going to put it back on the caliber and check if the length that I cut is correct or not. And you can see there, it looks like it's a bit, it's too long. You see now because there is a spring on this crown to be screwed, it's way too long. So I'm not going to cut it, I'm just going to sand it down with a file just to have the correct length. And again, you see I just put it back in position. And now it looks much better. So we see, that looks like the proper length. And let's check, now I'm winding the watch. That's the second position. Perfect. And I will be able to screw it inside the watch. Perfect. Now I just removed again the crown just to put some Loctite, some glue on the winding stem, just to make sure the crown will not unscrew anymore. Okay, just now put back the winding stem in position. We know now it's a correct length, so that's perfect. Okay, and the last part is the automatic winding system that we just reassembled, and we're gonna put it back on the mechanism here. Need to realign everything. Oh, that's it. He found a position. Perfect. And now we're gonna secure it with the screw there on automatic winding system. Look how much nicer it is again, this Calibre. No more play you see on the rotor here with the new, yeah, that's perfect. And it is turning, everything is working. So yeah, that's perfect. Gonna put back the case back. And again, I'm gonna fully close it with my custom press from Orotech. And again, if you want to see, I'll put some link down below in the description of this video. If you want to see, for example, some links from Orotech for the tools that they are used, and especially this beautiful custom tool from Orotech, just to close, you see this with the special Rolex set. Gonna demagnetize the watch. Just to tell you as well that I have my own website. You can see there on my website, I will have some history on the channel. As well, I have some watches that are for sale. For example, some watches that I restore in the channel. You can go there and have a look at these watches. And for example, like this Rolex, if you want to send me your watch to be fully restored or serviced, contact me on my website, and I will be very happy to work on your beautiful watch and restore it again. And look at the result on the time grapher. You can see the amplitude went to 250, 260. That's very nice for a watch. You see, I was not running. I will adjust the rate again. The bit error is perfect. So I hope you like the video. So subscribe, and we see you next time for my next video. Bye bye.